Okay, so the first question is, how do I deal with a girl who doesn't like to be touched and wants to be in control at first? Okay, some women are more comfortable with being physical than others, and I would say most women are a little uncomfortable being touched by a man at first. That's why so much of what I teach is based around touch, is based around the physical aspect. In fact, I put touch ahead of talking. However, you will be talking more than you're touching, but the touching is more important. Every woman has a level of comfort with being touched by a guy she just met, she's getting to know. The way that I like to structure my teaching is I teach guys to touch the hands, arms, maybe shoulders first, then the torso and upper legs second, and then the head, neck, hair area and face third. The reason why is these are increasingly intimate zones of your body. Following that pattern works with every woman, but like I said, some women are more comfortable with touch at different speeds, at different rates. The term that's used a lot in like the pickup artist community is escalation, or kino escalation. Kino meaning kinesthetic, and escalation, of course, moving up in intimacy. That pattern of escalation works with every woman, but the speed at which you do it is what varies. If a woman seems uncomfortable being touched right away, just slow down. If she wants to be in control and she has more of a dominant personality and she likes to take the lead and to be, the more aggressive one, or she just is standoffish and just not standoffish, but she's just not ready to be touched by you yet, then fine. Like, who cares? Like, you're not on the clock, right? There's no rush. I've found that when I'm patient, take my time, I'm relaxed, things actually happen very fast. So I never have to worry about, oh man, it's been like 3, 4, 5 dates. It's been 3, 4, 5 months. We still haven't slept together. Or, oh man, am I going to get a good night kiss tonight? I'm never worried about that. And what's interesting about that is that I go fast. Things happen very quickly for me compared to your average guy. And of course, the same is true for my students. Any guy who's following the ACT leadership system is gonna be moving way faster than the average guy. Like I mentioned previously, the bar is very low. So while most guys are, stuck in their head thinking, oh man, she doesn't want me to touch her, so how am I gonna get laid? For you, you're just enjoying her unique kind of vibe, and whatever she's comfortable with, you're comfortable with. So don't think that you need to hurry up. Now, for women who like to be in control and are more interested in, for women who like to be in control and are more comfortable at first being sort of the leader, I teach a leadership system. I don't teach seduction. I don't teach game. I don't teach attraction. I hate those words. I think you should banish them from your vocabulary. What really turns women on, and the process of the interaction itself, and what you're doing internally, is all leadership. ACT, awareness, control, thrust. Awareness is about understanding women. Control is about the process of you connecting with women. And thrust is about you as a man being a leader. Leader of yourself first. So that's why I say leadership all the time. Now, what happens if the woman likes to be in control, if she likes to be the leader? Part of leadership is delegating and allowing other people to take the lead when the time is right. It doesn't mean that you're not in control anymore. It just means that the other person is more proactive at that time. So let's take the example of a boss and let's take the example of, in a corporate environment, you have the supervisor, the boss, and you have the worker, right? So there's a hierarchy there. And with women, there's no hierarchy. But just, follow me here for a second. The boss isn't the one proactively doing stuff all the time. What he does is he delegates and gives tasks to people who work beneath him. So there's there's sort of there's a delegation going on where, he might have somebody running point. He might have a project manager. And observing from the outside looking in, it might look like the project manager or, the point man is the leader, but he's not. It's the guy behind the scenes who's maybe in his office, and he's already delegated and he's just monitoring and making sure that everything gets handled. So just because she's more proactive, maybe she's more extroverted and loud and talkative than you are, maybe she's more assertive than you tend to be. Assertive is not about talking a lot, but if she comes off as a little bit more of a take charge personality than you are, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're not the leader. What guys will do is confuse being extroverted and loud and more vocal as being more assertive. I'm extremely quiet. I know you probably couldn't tell from the fact that I'm on these videos talking a lot, but I'm a huge introvert, and I tend to be quiet more in social interactions. However, I'm usually the leader, or the most dominant male in the situation. I don't do this on purpose. People point it out to me. That was not always the case. And I'm not saying that to brag or make myself sound cool. I'm pointing out that as you can be an introvert, you can be quiet and still have a strong masculine presence. When it comes to this idea of being assertive, I'm very assertive, all right? Now maybe that is obvious in these videos, but I'm very assertive. However, I don't talk a lot. But when I do talk, I talk like I mean it, like I intend for you to listen to me. So, we've all heard the phrase, a man of few words, walk softly, carry a big stick. That's a good mindset to have as an introvert. Now, big stick, I know that's sort of a violent metaphor, but what I mean by that is when you talk like you mean it. With a woman who likes to be in control, she seems to be more comfortable as the more vocal, assertive leader type of personality. She's more extroverted than you are. Let her be that. The real problem would be that if it threatens you, makes you uncomfortable, then you have a problem. Until then, you don't have a problem. In fact, I like women to talk more than me anyway. Now, getting into touch, again, hey, if she's not comfortable yet, just relax and keep going, slow down maybe. Totally not an issue. And again, if you follow that pattern I said of arms and hands, torso, back. Torso doesn't include the breasts, obviously. You want to be careful with that. Obviously, you're not going to touch a woman's breast right away. Although, of course, every rule can be broken, and certain nightclubs, certain situations, you can move very quickly. I've done crazy stuff. But as a rule of thumb, no, that's not going to be something you're going to do. Just wanted to put that out there. And then head, neck, face area, that's going to be later. That's going to be when, you sense that she's really comfortable with you and, you're moving in closer to where, a kiss is coming up. The first kiss is coming up. So just let her be what she is. If she's not comfortable with it right away, okay. The problem would be that it bothers you. Incidentally, the less bothered you are or affected by a woman's behavior, the more comfortable she'll be with you. And so it's sort of a paradox, but the more comfortable you are with a woman not being ready for you to touch her, will actually make her comfortable with you touching her a lot faster. All right? So that's sort of what I always say is the slower you go, the faster things happen. And, obviously that takes some explaining because it's counterintuitive. But with women, the more you relax and you're patient. I don't mean going slow like going on 20 dinner dates where you're across the table from each other, but I mean in your terms of your behavior when you're hanging out, walking slow, moving slow, talking slow. Your eye contact is slow. And I'll do another video on eye contact. I can't do it right now just because the sun is glaring right now. And I think that covers it. So if you have any other questions regarding that kind of subject of touch, of escalating, of how to become more intimate with a woman physically, the speed at which you should do things, when you should make a move, that's something I could probably make a bazillion videos on. So, you know, go ahead and send me your questions and I'll try to target my answers to each individual question.